Welcome to our show, everyone. I'm Emily, and today's episode is going to be a turning point for your health and happiness.
And I'm Jake. Today we're talking about something we all do every day, but maybe don't think about enough: sleep. Specifically, why getting enough sleep is so important and how it can completely transform your life.
Jake, I've got to ask, how's your sleep been lately?
Well, to be honest, not great this past week. I've had a few late nights thinking I could push through with just a few hours of sleep. But let me tell you, I felt the consequences the next day.
Oh, I can relate. There was a time I thought staying up late to get more work done was the way to go. You know, the whole sleep is for the weak mentality. But then I'd wake up groggy, unfocused, and in a bad mood. It took me a while to realize how much I was hurting myself by not sleeping enough.
Exactly. It's such a common misconception, right? People think they're being more productive by cutting into their sleep, but in reality, they're sabotaging their own success. I mean, there's so much research out there that shows just how vital sleep is for pretty much every aspect of our lives.
Yes, and that's what we're going to dig into today. So let's kick things off with a big one: sleep and brain function. Jake, did you know that while we sleep, our brain is actually hard at work organizing all the information we've learned throughout the day?
Right? It's like our brain has its own little filing system. It takes all the experiences, facts, and emotions we go through and sorts them out during sleep. I've read that this process is crucial for memory retention and learning. So, if you're not sleeping, you're literally making it harder for yourself to remember things.
Exactly. And not just for remembering things, but for problem solving and creativity, too. There have been so many times when I've gone to bed frustrated because I couldn't figure something out. And then, bam, I wake up with the answer. It's like our brain keeps working on the problem while we're resting.
It's fascinating, isn't it? I've had the same experience, especially with work related problems. I'll be stuck on something, then, after a good night's sleep, it suddenly seems so clear. It's proof that sleep really is essential for high level thinking and creativity.
Totally. And speaking of the brain, let's not forget how sleep affects our mood and emotional health. I've noticed that on nights when I don't get enough sleep, I'm way more irritable and impatient the next day. Everything feels like a bigger deal than it really is.
Oh, yeah, it's like your emotional tolerance just drops, right? Lack of sleep makes us more reactive and less able to handle stress. I read somewhere that sleep deprivation can even lead to anxiety and depression over time. So it's not just about being tired, it's a mental health issue too.
That's such a good point. Sleep isn't just about physical rest, it's about mental recovery. Our brains need that downtime to recharge and reset so we can handle whatever life throws at us the next day. Without it, we're running on empty, emotionally and mentally.
Exactly. And what about physical health? People tend to overlook the connection between sleep and their overall physical well being. When we sleep, our bodies are busy repairing cells, tissues, and muscles. It's also the time when our immune system gets a boost.
Yes, our bodies do so much behind the scenes while we sleep. It's like a maintenance crew that comes in at night to fix everything and make sure we're ready for the next day. If we don't sleep enough, we're depriving ourselves of that recovery time. That's why people who don't get enough sleep are more prone to getting sick.
I've noticed that too. If I have a stretch of bad sleep, I'm more likely to catch a cold or feel run down. And it's not just about the immune system either. Lack of sleep can lead to weight gain, increase the risk of heart disease, and even mess with our blood sugar levels, putting us at risk for diabetes.
It's really shocking how many health issues can be traced back to sleep, isn't it? I mean, we think of things like exercise and diet when we talk about staying healthy, but sleep is just as important, if not more.
Absolutely. And here's something interesting I read recently: sleep also affects our metabolism. When we don't sleep enough, our body produces more of the hormone ghrelin, which makes us feel hungry, and less of the hormone leptin, which makes us feel full. So, not sleeping enough can actually make us overeat.
Wow, that's a big one. No wonder people who don't get enough sleep often struggle with their weight. It's like their bodies are working against them. And then there's the whole energy issue. When we don't sleep well, we just don't have the energy to exercise or be active during the day, which only makes things worse.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle. No sleep, low energy, bad eating habits. It all adds up. But when you prioritize sleep, everything else just falls into place. You wake up feeling refreshed. You're more likely to make healthier choices. And you have the energy to actually move and be productive.
Speaking of productivity, that's another huge benefit of sleep. People think they can get more done by staying up late. But the truth is, when you're well rested, you're more focused, you think more clearly, and you're actually more efficient. You end up getting more done in less time.
Yes, that's the paradox, isn't it? Less sleep doesn't equal more time. It actually slows you down. So, for everyone listening, if you're trying to be more productive, the first step is getting enough sleep.
And let's not forget about long term benefits. Studies show that getting enough sleep can increase your lifespan. It's like giving your body the best chance to stay healthy and strong for as long as possible.
That's a really powerful point. Prioritizing sleep isn't just about feeling good today, it's about investing in your future health. And it's one of the easiest things you can do to take care of yourself.
Exactly. So, to wrap things up, let's share some tips for better sleep. Jake, what's your go to strategy for making sure you get a good night's rest?
For me, it's all about setting a regular bedtime. I used to stay up late scrolling through my phone or watching TV, but now I try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. That routine has made a huge difference.
That's great advice. I found that creating a relaxing bedtime routine helps a lot, too. I like to dim the lights and put on some calming music for a few minutes before bed. It really signals to my brain that it's time to wind down.
That's a good one. I've also started avoiding caffeine after lunchtime. I used to drink coffee all day, but cutting back has really improved my sleep quality.
Caffeine is sneaky. It stays in your system longer than you think. I've also heard that limiting screen time before bed helps. Blue light from phones and laptops can mess with your body's natural sleep signals.
Yeah, I've been trying to cut back on screen time before bed too. It's tough, but it really does help.
All right, everyone. There you have it. Sleep isn't just something we do because we're tired. It's a vital part of staying healthy, happy, and productive. So don't underestimate the power of a good night's sleep.
Exactly. Sleep is your body's way of recharging, both physically and mentally. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope this episode inspires you to make sleep a priority in your life.
Sweet dreams, everyone. See you next time.